Hi everyone, this is Dee at Aloha Astro, and today is Thursday, August the 3rd, and tomorrow will be Friday, and I wanted to take a look at a couple of things heads up on the weekend. And first, let's take a look at the Day Watch calendar, where we've got the symbols on the top right corner where we can see what sign the moon is in. Over here on the calendar we can see the major events for the month when planets move into certain positions or signs, and on the days and the times of which they occur. Most importantly, I like to use the Day Watch calendar so that I can check the moon and see what sign the moon will be moving into day after day. So today is the 3rd. We have the moon making a shift just about now. I think it's about 8 o'clock right now as I'm recording. I'm in Eastern time. The moon is moving from the mutable fire sign of Sagittarius over to that cardinal earth sign of Capricorn. And we will definitely be feeling that Capricorn energy dead on Saturday. Tomorrow, to a certain degree on Saturday, it looks like it gathers in intensity as the moon joins Pluto in Capricorn that day and makes a square to Jupiter. Now, normally a square with Jupiter is not particularly negative. Jupiter as a whole is a positive planet, but I can see that there may be some frustrations and willfulness in evidence in society in general on Saturday. People may be more determined to have their way and may get kind of ornery or perverse if they don't get their way, because this can show a strong will, intensity around emotions, and cardinal signs are particularly boss-like. So it doesn't matter what your sun sign is. This is what the moon is doing to you that day and everybody else, throwing some Capricorn energy on top of us. And Capricorn can be rather reserved, represents authority, success, climbing the ladder to get to the top, being serious or reserved, doing what is right. Sometimes it is a little bit on the judgmental side. All of the cardinal signs are boss-like. They like to ordain or direct and tell other people what to do, or they can have very clearly defined ideas about what is right and what is wrong. Particularly, they are right and you are wrong. So expect that you might be carrying more of this energy than you normally do, unless you happen to be one of the cardinal signs, in which case having the moon transit through Capricorn, if you happen to be Aries, Cancer, Libra, or Capricorn, then you are cardinal, if that is your sun sign, and that might make you even more so. You may have the need to be right more than usual because of the moon in Capricorn. It is a good moon sign for getting down to business and taking care of things that need to be done, or if you need to approach a situation from the stance of being the boss or being an authority figure, then it is a good moon transit to be having. On Friday, we have a mixed bag of energy. We have the Jupiter squaring Pluto, and this can also create some friction or tension between people wanting more than what they have, and or finding that there are problems if there is too much greed or excess going on, if there's a desire for more than what you can have or achieve. And if what you desire feels out of reach, there can also be frustration. The moon opposes Venus this day. Now, that is not overly romantic. In fact, you may be looking at your partner in a more critical light because of the Capricorn energy, and then throw in the Capricorn moon opposing Venus, and that kind of puts a wet blanket over love. So there may be a little bit of a damper on romance, but we also have a sextile to Neptune, which softens things a little bit and can bring in tolerance or forgiveness. The moon does make a trine to Mercury, which can help with communication, so that is favorable. Can help with communication or transportation. If something needs to be said, then it's a good day to say it. Tough love is one way that we can look at the moon in Capricorn opposing Venus, that maybe it is not the time for softness, maybe it is the time to be tough and have some tough love. And our weekend continues with the Capricorn energy until the morning of Sunday. At 8:16, it moves into the fixed air sign of Aquarius. Aquarius is ruled by the planet Uranus, and here we see that the transiting moon squares Uranus this day. And this may bring feelings of wanting change to come, or perhaps being irritated by changes that have not yet arrived. Restlessness. I would look at this moon square Uranus as some restlessness. I notice that on days when the moon changes signs, we have to make an adjustment to the change in the energy as it goes from one type of energy to another. And as we have the reserved Capricorn energy, and then we switch over to the more open, free Aquarius energy, we go from earth to air, more cerebral, more individual. Now, fixed, of course, it can be stubborn. Aquarius also has a tendency to think that they know everything or want to be right. But there is the desire here to be more of an individual, or you do your thing, or you go your way and I go mine. And there's greater tolerance. Expect the unexpected when the moon is in Aquarius, and that's the general rule every month when the moon moves through Aquarius. As we are approaching the full moon and a lunar eclipse here, then we would be having a lot more emotional intensity building up toward the full moon. In general, we have that every month as we approach a new moon or a full moon. In the days leading up to that full moon, we have greater emotional intensity build, particularly on Saturday while we have the moon conjunct Pluto. I think it can be quite strong, and then the desire for something to shift or change kicks in on Sunday. Then on Sunday we have some intensity continuing with the moon opposing Mars, and actions that you might want to take you might not be able to take immediately, or perhaps actions that occur that somebody else makes might not be to your liking. But Mars is an action planet. It's also a planet of anger or active energy that moves things forward. So tempers may flare during this full moon in particular. And we do have a trine to Jupiter, which tells me that however things are changing, or whatever stirring up the pot, whatever gets stirred up, it is probably for the better, or the changes that are about to occur are for the better. But expect your weekend to be rather somber or serious at the beginning, and then a push for some change, or people wanting to have some independence and perhaps time alone, or the need to be able to express themselves or be acknowledged as individuals. And then we have that full moon energy where change may be imminent. Now, I'll go into the full moon more in another video. I just wanted to look at the weekend itself so we know what's up ahead. And some people I know, we're getting ready for school this week where I live. If you live further up north, probably not. You're probably looking at the beginning of September. But many kids are going back to school, and this may be a weekend where all of a sudden everybody's got to go to bed early and they can't sleep late anymore. They have to get ready for that alarm clock to be going off and back into a routine. Summer, in essence, for some people is ending this weekend. And it's kind of sad for me because I grew up where schools didn't start until September, and now I live where my son goes off to school right around this time frame, and I always feel like the kids are being cheated out of a month of summer, even though they get off earlier. But still, it's hard to go off and sit in a classroom when it's 90 degrees outside, you know? Planet Watcher shows us a visual of the aspects as we go along. Here you can see Moon and Pluto on the 4th coming into conjunction. And then Saturday, we can see the square to Jupiter there. The opposition we have going on. Oh, there's an opposition between Mercury and Neptune. This can create some problems between discernment and idealization, what somebody wishes or hopes for versus the actuality of what really is, and being able to define or discern things out of multiple or many different things, seeking clarity. And the thing there too is to avoid either deceiving yourself or deceiving others. If something's too good to be true, it might be, especially in light of that Capricorn moon. Take a look at anything that appears to be really, really wonderful or dreamy or fantastic, and then analyze and look carefully and look and listen and discern whether it really is all that it is presenting to be. So watch out for that tendency there with that opposition. Now I wanted to just quickly go and check in on my site here. I've been working at doing some change up on the site. I have gone and changed the navigation bar, make it a little bit easier to find things. So when you scroll over the navigation here, you're going to find that there's drop-down menus. I've taken away some of the clutter and basically put things underneath in drop-down. I've expanded on some of the pages, and I have begun filling up the shop. So I know some people have been asking about my Soul Space shop. I've retired Soul Space. I'm moving everything under just Aloha Astro. So there will be more items to come in the week ahead as I fill up the store with different things available for sale, particularly things that people like to use in terms of divination or clearing energy or enhancing energy. So that will be the focus of the shop. And the 1 hour reading, I'm still drawing. I don't see the pop-up popped up here. But when you visit the site, alohaastro.com, there will be a pop-up. If you have not subscribed to my newsletter and you would like to be entered to win a reading with me, I draw at the full moon, which will be Monday, and one person will win a reading. If you are already signed up to my newsletter, you are already entered in that contest. You do not have to sign up again. I've changed the background as well. The background on the site was black previously with white lettering. Now it is black on white lettering. So there's been some change up on the site to make it a bit easier for navigation. And I hope that you'll be visiting and signing up for the newsletter and shopping at my shop. Anyway, I will be back with a focus on just the full moon before the weekend is out. Everybody have a productive moon in Capricorn weekend, and keep your expectations high for yourself, but don't expect more than anybody else can deliver. Otherwise, I think you may be disappointed. Look toward yourself before you point your finger at anybody else, and I think you'll have an easier time this weekend than if you carry around any judgments or opinions or expectations directed toward other people. Take care of your own stuff. Look at what you need to be constructive toward or what you need to work on, and let other people sort themselves out. Everybody have a safe and happy weekends.